Hello, guys. Thank you all for being here. This is Pinkie, the housewife, and sorry to bring sad news to you again, guys. Just after yesterday, we just had some sad news yesterday, and here we got it again today. Okay? Yesterday, which was Monday, we had no Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday we had a plane crash. Um, Yesterday, we got another plane crash today. Why are all the planes falling out of the sky? I don't know. I have no idea. That's, if a young person would look at it, they would say the planes are falling. I'm not a young person, but literally they're falling to me. They're falling out of the sky. Okay? Let me just say, welcome everybody to my pink house. And go ahead and hit that like button so we can go ahead and get into it. Okay? And if you feel like it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That'll help me out greatly. And let me thank you for doing that. Now let's go ahead and get on to the matter at hand. All right. Another deadly plane crash. These are two planes, smaller planes though, collided midair in Arizona. We just had the plane that rolled over coming into the airport during the ice in Toronto, just roll over on his back. No, that's not his back. Well, it just rolled over, upside down plane with no wings coming in. But thank the Lord, all of those people, everybody on board is alive. All right, but let's go ahead and talk about this one here. Okay, it's two planes that was mid-air and they collided together. How else can I put it? They just hit each other. Okay, wind have seemed like every day or every other day a plane is falling. We just had one in Pennsylvania. We just had, I'm not going to even account all those. I cannot keep I cannot keep it straight. I just don't like it. Let's hear what the major news outlet is saying about this. Okay, this is ABC 15 Arizona. I'm going to go ahead and drop that for you so we can watch it together. Okay. Oh my God.
Let's get you back to that breaking news we've been covering this morning as we get you new information on a deadly plane crash in southern Arizona. Authorities are telling us here at ABC 15, two people have died after two planes collided just before 8:30 this morning. Now, it happened at the Marana Regional Airport, about 20 miles north of Tucson. A total of 4 people are involved. The FAA says 2 people were on board both planes. They're not specifying just yet who was killed in the crash or if the other 2 people involved are hurt. The FAA and the NTSB are sending crews to that scene as they work to figure out exactly why it happened. Scripps News Group is there on scene sharing updates here on air and at abc15.com.
2 people dead following a mid-air collision outside of Tucson in Marana.
This marks the second airplane fatality in Arizona within 10 days. Fox 10's Lauren Clark is live now with why one senator is speaking out on this. But Lauren, you also have some new information on the crash.
That's right, Ellen. We just have a lot of information here to break down. Investigators still on the scene, and federal investigators going to be joining them come tomorrow morning.
Fellow police tape circle a damaged plane and debris as investigators try to determine the cause of a deadly crash at the Marana Airport runway. Pilot Robert Traylor warmed up his plane before he was told something happened.
But I came out to fly my little airplane. We were going to go up to Payson and have breakfast up there at the airport. And there was no indication at the west gate that we could not fly today. Had no idea the airport was closed.
The crash happened just after 8:30 in the morning. It involved a Cessna 172S and a Lancer 360 MK2.
Compared to a Lamborghini or a Corvette, a really hot sports car, whereas the Cessna 172, more like a family car.
Pilot and aviation expert Reed Adon says the Cessna 172 is primarily used for training pilots, unlike the Lancer.
It'll cruise at over 200 miles an hour. So there's an example. of just the speed differences. The landing speed on the Lancer is much greater than the 172.
The NTSB believes the planes collided while the Cessna was attempting to land. Authorities say the Cessna landed without a problem, but the Lancer burst into flames. 2 people were on both planes. Of the 4, authorities say 2 walked away unharmed, seemingly from the Cessna. Yadon says the airport is an uncontrolled field, meaning it does not have an air traffic control tower. Rather, pilots communicate their positions with each other.
I'd like to point out all the recent accidents that we've had were at controlled airports. So the uncontrolled airports, there's more of them than there are controlled airports. And they're very safe way to fly.
Now, we are expecting to get some type of preliminary report in about a week from now, but we won't know a cause for many months, probably more like a year and a half as investigators go through that process. Now, Senator Mark Kelly also posting on his X account today saying that he uses this airport quite often. In fact, used it within the past few days, and that his office is keeping a very...
Okay, guys. All right. That's that on that one. I do have one more that I'm going to bring to you. And just think, we deal with this, seem like very often. There airplane after airplane that crash. Every time you look up, there's a plane crash. I wonder what's going on. I wonder. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this last one, guys. This is 12 News. We're going to go ahead and check this one out. That is a good question. Are we afraid to fly now? I don't know. I don't know. You all tell me. Make sure you put it down in your comments. What do you think? Okay. Now, the information will be down in my description box below both videos. For down in my description box for both of these videos. Okay, under my video. Here we go.
The airport here is shut down while that wreckage is still there. Now, we do want to point out the FAA confirmed that this is an untowered airport. That means there's no air traffic control. There's nobody talking to these pilots as they're circling around the airport or coming by here. What they use is something called a CTAF. It's a common traffic advisory frequency. All of the pilots are supposed to be on the same frequency when they're in here. They're all supposed to adhere to the same rules, basically going around this airport, turning to the left all the time, and then basically keeping your head on a swivel, being able to see who's around you at all times and know where everybody else is, because there's no one else really helping them out here to kind of pay attention to where anybody is, guys. It's kind of up to just pilot responsibility, guys.
A lot to uncover here. William, thank you so much for that report live from Marana. And right now, we want to bring in Chris Dunn, who's a commercial pilot and also a flight instructor. You have been to this airport, Marana Airport, very small. Very small town as well. Tell us what it's like at that airport.
Very common to do a lot of flight training at Marana, especially for some of the big flight schools in the Phoenix area. You can go down there, do some pattern work, do some practice approaches, and then come back. So Will mentioned in his story that it doesn't have a control tower. Yeah. And that is surprising to a lot of people. There are plenty of airports. In fact, most of the airports in the U.S. do not have a control tower.
And it's up to pilot responsibility. So, I mean, how is that even?
I want to say that is surprising to me. I did not know there are smaller airports that don't have controlled towers, or somebody there letting them know. I did not know that, because I guess from me watching on TV, when I see, you see those movies and TV shows where those small planes, and when they get in trouble, they're calling the tower, calling for help or whatever, and somebody's there to answer them. So, just like some of them on right here did not know. I did not know that. So do you want to live near a small airport and there's nobody manning the control tower? There's no control tower to man. Oh my God. They're right. We are having so many plane crashes every day. Either the planes are hitting other planes that's already parked at the airport, or they hitting each other. Don't forget the helicopters too. The military helicopters, those are falling too. And when I say falling, they had to fall for some reason, whether they collide with another plane or collide with some. Don't forget Philadelphia. Don't forget, oh Lord, I'm not going to even keep going through these because this is just maddening. Let me just pull up the recent ones that we just had. Some of the recent airplane crashes and stuff, because this doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. Don't forget the Molly Cruz, Vincent Neal. He's the owner of this plane that crashed. Yeah, they just ran into another plane that was already parked, and yeah, people got hurt. Yeah. Let me see, can I find another one for you all? I'm just picking these up off my thumb. These are just past thumbnails. Here's another one. Just recently happened the other day. This is the one I said that flipped over on its top. Just flipped over, upside down. And the wings on there, you don't see any wings, do you? There's no wings. The plane left the wings somewhere. The wings broke off somewhere. I could not tell you. But there's no wings on that airplane. So are we having a lot of plane crashes? I think so. Do I think they need somebody manning all the plane towers? Or if you don't have a tower, maybe you should think about getting a tower put in somewhere. Yeah. Let me see, can I pull up another one? I'm going to go ahead and start this back for you all while I pull up some more. Oh, let me just see right quick. Oh, let me just go ahead and start this one back for you.
Managed, or is this just common if you're not going to have air traffic control in place?
So say if you're driving down the street and you encounter a stoplight, that's air traffic control. If you come to a four-way intersection, that's kind of the equivalent of on how to enter the structured pattern around the airport. And by the way, most of the mid-air collisions happen in the airport environment in day VFR conditions or good weather conditions, such as like we had today.
Yeah. Okay. So again, still so many questions here, but what do you think the investigators will be looking for?
They'll be looking at, and we'll mention this in his story, the common traffic advisory frequency, making sure that both pilots were on the same frequency. I've been to airports where someone mistakenly put in the wrong frequency, so they're not listening to what else is going on. Situational awareness, that's a key thing. And also, did the pilots know where each other were in the environment of the airport? They'll be looking at that, and sometimes it's just a tragic coincidence that two airplanes meet in the sky at the same time.
Say just another aviation tragedy.
A lot of times, we hear about this black box recording. Do these smaller aircrafts, these single engine aircrafts, do they have that?
No, typically not. It's not a requirement, and most of the small airplanes like that.
Wait, do you mean to tell me the smaller airplanes don't have a black box? Boy, I am learning a lot. There's no black box, and then there's not always a tower. Someone air traffic control in a tower for you, or no tower at all. Oh my God, I did not know that. See, I guess you learn a lot when things keep happening over and over and over all the time. Since January of 2025, we've had more plane crashes than I know what to think about.
That don't have that, but they do have ADSB, which is automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, kind of a radar tracking type of mechanism in the transponder. So
hopefully that will lend, some answers as to what possibly could have happened.
Yeah, it just has a minimal amount of data. It doesn't have all the data points like you would have with the black box or the flight data recorder.
Okay,
Gosh,
interesting.
we appreciate your insight again this week. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Whew, that's a lot to deal with in one day. Okay, but thank you all, and I'll keep you updated if just in case. You never know what may happen, but I will keep you updated on everything that's going on. All right, thank you guys. You all have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.